The ongoing controversy surrounding Disney's live-action Snow White remake has ignited a firestorm of debate, captivating fans, critics, and even rival creators in what has become one of the most contentious adaptations in recent memory. At the heart of this discourse lies Rachel Zegler's polarizing portrayal of the titular character and the emergence of Brett Cooper's competing adaptation under the Daily Wire banner. Together, these projects have sparked heated conversations about storytelling, representation, and the balancing act between honoring tradition and embracing modern sensibilities. The clash between these two takes on Snow White has created a cultural divide, with passionate supporters on both sides. The controversy began to take shape when Rachel Zegler, cast as Snow White in Disney's live-action remake, made a series of comments that challenged long-standing perceptions of the character. For decades, Disney's 1937 animated classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs has been regarded as a cornerstone of cinematic history. As Disney's first full-length animated feature, it set the foundation for the studio's legacy, introducing audiences to a world of whimsy, romance, and timeless storytelling. However, Zegler's reinterpretation of Snow White has sparked a polarizing reaction, with some praising her bold approach and others lamenting the departure from the beloved original. Zegler's portrayal reimagines Snow White as a self-reliant, determined leader on a journey of self-discovery, leaving behind the traditional narrative of a princess awaiting rescue. This shift was underscored by her critique of the original prince, whom she described as a guy who literally stalks Snow White. The comment, intended to highlight the outdated tropes of the 1937 film, instead alienated many fans who cherished the original story's themes of romance and hope. Zegler's Snow White is driven by a desire to fulfill her late father's dream of her, becoming a fearless and just ruler, a narrative that resonates with modern audiences, but risks alienating those who treasure the simplicity and charm of the classic tale. Adding to the controversy is Disney's decision to replace the iconic Seven Dwarfs with a diverse group of magical creatures. This change, reportedly influenced by actor Peter Dinklage's criticism of the original depiction of little people, was meant to modernize the story and avoid perpetuating stereotypes. However, fans have voiced their displeasure, arguing that the dwarfs are an essential part of the story's identity. The decision to replace them with generic magical beings has been perceived as a misstep, detracting from the narrative's unique appeal and sidelining characters who have long been a source of joy and humor. The casting of Zegler as Snow White also sparked intense debate. For many, Snow White's defining characteristic, her skin as white as snow, is central to her identity and the story's themes. While Zegler, who has Colombian heritage, defended her casting by explaining that the remake reinterprets Snow White's name as deriving from surviving a snowstorm as a baby, this explanation did little to appease critics. Fans argue that such changes prioritize modern messaging over staying true to the character's original essence, leaving them yearning for a more faithful adaptation. Amid the growing dissatisfaction, the Daily Wire announced its own take on the Snow White story, titled Snow White and the Evil Queen. This adaptation, featuring Brett Cooper in the lead role, promises to stay true to the Brothers Grimm fairy tale. Cooper's portrayal embraces the classic image of Snow White, complete with fair skin and traditional attire reminiscent of the original. The project has been enthusiastically received by fans seeking a return to traditional storytelling, positioning itself as a counter-narrative to Disney's more progressive approach. The Daily Wire has framed its adaptation as a response to what it perceives as Disney's abandonment of its storytelling roots. Jeremy Boring, co-CEO of the Daily Wire, has criticized Disney for neglecting the legacy of Walt Disney and the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, which saved the company from financial ruin and laid the foundation for its global success. Boring argues that the modern remake sacrifices the story's timeless appeal in favor of fleeting cultural trends, a move he sees as disrespectful to the original's enduring legacy. Brett Cooper has been instrumental in promoting the Daily Wire's vision for Snow White and the Evil Queen. Known for her engaging YouTube commentary on cultural issues, Cooper has built a loyal fan base that appreciates her candid style. Her involvement in the project has generated excitement as she promises to honor the story's origins and focus on timeless values such as kindness, friendship, and inner beauty, by assuring fans that the adaptation will steer clear of political agendas. Cooper has positioned the Daily Wire's version as a purer and more faithful retelling of the beloved fairy tale. The stark contrast between Disney's and the Daily Wire's interpretations highlights a broader cultural debate about the role of storytelling in modern entertainment. Disney's remake seeks to modernize Snow White for contemporary audiences, emphasizing themes of self-empowerment and independence over traditional romance. Meanwhile, the Daily Wire's adaptation offers a counterpoint, celebrating the story's classic elements and rejecting what many see as unnecessary revisions. This ideological clash has divided fans, with some championing Disney's progressive vision and others rallying behind the Daily Wire's commitment to tradition. The stakes for both projects are undeniably high. Disney faces the challenge of convincing skeptical audiences that its reimagining can still capture the magic of the original while navigating the pressures of inclusivity and representation. The studio's changes have drawn both praise and criticism, placing it in a precarious position. On the other hand, the Daily Wire must prove that its adaptation is more than just a reactionary project. To succeed, it must stand on its own as a compelling retelling of a classic tale, one that resonates with audiences beyond its critique of Disney. As these two adaptations unfold, they reflect a larger cultural moment where tradition and modernity often collide. The debate over Snow White underscores the difficulty of adapting beloved stories for new generations, while maintaining the elements that made them timeless. Disney's attempt to push boundaries and the Daily Wire's effort to preserve tradition are both valid approaches, but their divergent paths have ignited a passionate discourse that goes beyond the story itself. Ultimately, the enduring appeal of Snow White lies in its universal themes of resilience, love, and hope. Whether audiences are drawn to Disney's modernized take or the Daily Wire's traditional retelling, the tale continues to inspire and provoke meaningful discussions about representation, storytelling, and cultural values. As the saga unfolds, one thing remains clear: Snow White is far more than just a fairy tale. It's a mirror reflecting society's evolving attitudes and ideals. What are your thoughts on the Snow White debate? Do you support Disney's progressive reimagining? Or are you more inclined toward the Daily Wire's faithful adaptation? Share your opinions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this unfolding drama. Whether you're Team Disney or Team Daily Wire, the story of Snow White remains as relevant and captivating as ever.